Okay, so team, good morning, everyone. Welcome you all for day 7. So, how the market has been treating you all, I'll just give you a quick update where the markets are and then we will take it forward. So, those who are looking at Shiva, like, and how do I needed to look at take the trades in the morning in case if I wanted to do it? So, what are the parameters which we will check? First and foremost, we will do the connecting dots and then we will take it from there. First and foremost thing is how the US markets closed last evening. So in this scenario, it is on Friday, considering it's a weekend. Now, on Friday evening, if you look at the Dow Jones, it closed somewhere around 100 odd points. And then currently, the Dow futures is trading 70 odd points. So we didn't had a major fall on that particular day. And then the markets, the US markets have been recovering at this current juncture. So if you look at net in net, it is almost 30 points down. That's the way I would consider. And if you look at the Asian markets, Nikkei, which is the Japanese market, which should be resembling what the US market did, it is trading in the green. Hang Seng, for some reason, it has been like a non-stop falling. But the good news is, Hang Seng in the morning, it was somewhere around 300 or 400 points down. Now it has been recovering. So from the low, even the Hang Seng market has been recovering. If you look at the European markets, still not yet open, but on Friday, they all closed in the flat territory. So with all this, this gives you a clue that Asian markets and the US futures are not trading too deep. So we can expect some kind of an what to say support to be coming in on the our markets. So that's the reason I went on the morning trade on the opening call, like went on the call side. Next, in terms of the dollar index and then the USD INR, the Brent, everything has been more or less similar levels compared to last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So there has not been a major move which has been witnessed across here. So these are the things which is going to be interesting for the day. Now, for me, if you look at today's, I'll tell you the chart. This is your chart. The morning after the initial gap down went for some kind of a move on the upside, but they couldn't clear the super trend level, and then they're just playing around in the territory. Yes, they have been falling a bit, but if you look at it, there has not been any major volume of activity which has been happening. This is like going to be a tricky market. Whenever you see this kind of a market, it's always going to be very tricky for you to take a trade. Okay, take a trade. So please be careful. Don't try to think that you will be able to get in. No, this is not going to be the market like that. Okay, so this market can be literally tricky when it is not moving with volume. So if you're doing a scalp and other things, you should be really fast. So in this scenario, I went with some trades in the morning around 9:20. Though I would have loved to take more trades, but it couldn't give an opportunity. So we entered around like in 405 to 400 odd levels, exited at around 427. This is a small trade. Now the same strike, if you look at it, it is trading somewhere around 350 odd levels. Okay, so this is the call which we bought, and then it is the level at which it is trading. The most important parameters here. The most important parameters. Don't try to be over aggressive in this market. When you don't see the volume coming in, please do not be too much aggressive in this market. That can literally drag you down pretty fast. Okay, so that's important. Now, those who couldn't hear, please check your audio on your end. It's all been working fine. Guys, one more time, please check the audio on your end. Okay, great. Next. So apart from these parameters, what are the other things which is going to be helping you? Then you needed to look at where exactly the markets close, whether they have closed at the critical level or whether they have closed at the support levels and so on. If they have closed at the support level, then yes, you can expect some kind of support to be coming in. If you look at the markets, this is the area in the past wherever the markets tried to take some support and then moved higher. That's the reason I marked this level as going to be an important level. So, as and when they clear this particular area, you will see a significant move happening. Either they needed to make a support and then move ahead, or they needed to break this area with the volume. But The way the market has been moving in the last 5 6 days or so, the market has been on steadily falling and it couldn't even hold the 50-day moving average. So these are very important levels. And even yesterday, when I say yesterday, it's on Friday, it went to the 50-day moving average and 20-day moving average, couldn't hold on to that particular area and then started to fall. This is what I call it as a weakness in the index. But considering the way the positional players would have played, they would definitely needed to look for one round of support. That's something which they will be eagerly looking for. Let me see. Today will be a day for it turnaround because Nifty also you can clearly see they are coming broke that uh, 20-day sorry 50-day moving average and then coming near to the 20-day moving average and everything. Clearly they are taking a support near to the 50-day moving average here, and most importantly if they are able to hold this level for the day, we might get some reprieve because they have been falling non-stop from almost 20,200 odd levels to 19,600 odd levels. So there is every possibility we might get some reprieve on that front. Okay. So both intraday and positional you needed to look at, and people were thinking to take a trade in whichever direction which you wanted to be in, either a call or a put. Please ensure that you go with a clear stop loss plan. You cannot go with, especially with the opening trades, you cannot go with anything wherein you are not defining your loss. Imagine if I'm trying to take a 1,000 or 2,000 quantity. I needed to let myself know, okay, I'm ready to risk 10K or 20K or 30K for this particular trade. Beyond this, I'm going to be exiting my position. That is something which I would love to see from all of you. Don't ever take any trade without a stop loss. That's very, very, very important. Clear? Okay. So that is one more thing. Next. So how do I draw these all the support and resistance? I will be sharing you a PDF like a PDF document and also a video for you to go through that. But most importantly, what we normally do is if you look at my intraday charts, I normally look at where exactly the market is taking a low, where exactly the market is trying to take a high. And at that moment, whether the market is moving with volumes or not. Those are the things which will help me to know whether this market is going to be moving it in its direction or not. If you look at this blue line, the one which we drawn here, so this would have been an area wherein it would have started to break down with the volume. And even in the past, if you have seen it, that particular area, it would have given you like a minor bit of a support here and there. That's the reason we would have drawn that line. Okay, so normally that's how I do it. Say, for example, today, if I wanted to draw a line based on the morning low and other things, I will draw a line here. So this is the area wherein the market started to came down, and then from there the bounce started. In spite of all the volume and other things, this is the area. In this scenario, they didn't fall with volume, but imagine if they were falling with the volume, and then bounce is happening. I would draw the line here, and then by 11:30, 12, if they are breaking this particular level with volume again, you can expect the market to fall further, and then the next support can be coming in 44,350. Usually, you needed to look at the volume parameter for you to draw this support and resistance line. Okay, we'll check this as well. Okay, now considering the morning trade and everything has been happening. Now, if you look at the markets, it's moving and then it is not able to clear the VWAP and your super trend. Both are above. So in this scenario, what I would ideally do, I needed to wait it out. Why? Because either on the upside or on the downside, we are not seeing any kind of a major push happening. Moreover, today is a Fin Nifty expiry. Sorry, mid cap expiry. I'll just show you the mid cap expiry chart and then you guys see how the things have been playing out. This is your mid cap chart. Morning, it opened flat, and then it almost the OI is slowly but steadily decreasing, which is a clear sign that the longs are starting to unwind. But look at this here. There was a massive, massive push which happened, and then the fall suddenly triggered from almost 950 to almost 8969, which is almost close to 100 odd points in a small index. When you get to see this kind of a large move, you are bound to see the prices shooting like crazy. If you look at 9,050, the option prices in the morning was trading at 6 rupees. Now it is trading at 51. Okay, so it is a crazy move. It almost went up to 82 and now it is trading at 51, 52 odd levels. This is crazy. On the other hand, they've been writing aggressively on the 9050 call. And overall, if you look at the trending OI data from almost 2.43 to 1.94, it almost was almost the same level, but it was bearish from the day. But look at this now, 5.2 to 2.27. Clearly, the writers on the call side have added significant position. But the problem here is even the mid cap Nifty has been falling non-stop. Please, like an even a minor push, this can easily go towards this VWAP territory, which is somewhere around 9,030 odd levels. And people who would have been shorting from 8,090, 8,960 odd levels, they all will be getting trapped. It's like, guys, nowadays it has become more like a lottery. Playing on an expiry day, if you know that there is going to be a move or any tide, if you're just buying it, then this is like a more like a lottery, and the lottery is going to be getting more and more interesting with what to say. The exchanges like an NSE especially proposing to extend the trading timings. I'm not sure whether it is going to be a good news or bad news, but definitely for the retailers, it is going to be a bad news. Why? Why, like, in retailers getting this is going to be a bad news? Is this a golden crossover on the bank, like in a mid cap Nifty? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Okay. So I will tell you the reasons why it is going to be more of a bad news. Imagine you being a full-time trader, that's a different ball game. You will have like plenty of ways to lose money in the morning and also lose money in the evening. But what is also going to be doing is this is also going to be pushing the people. This is also going to be pushing the people who have been what to say. Imagine you being working in like an organization in the morning, and you are coming in the evening, trying to make some quick bucks. Okay, you already had a bad day in the office, and you thought that like an okay, let me make the day better by trading in the evening, and unfortunately, you get caught in the wrong trade. Not only your day has been sucked, and your night will like and definitely going to be harder, and then you needed to think about working for tomorrow, and your mind and heart will not be right for you to sleep and then get a good night's sleep to go on to the work tomorrow. Let's hope that like in a good sense prevails, and then they are not going to be increasing the timings, because already with daily expiries I see it has become more like in a gambling, guys. I honestly telling you, this is going way out of control. Someone is getting greedy and greedy. They are initially proposing between 6 o'clock to 9 or 9:30, and then they wanted to extend it up to 11:30. Guys, if you're not seeing the indicators, you can add it. Just add WVWAP and then the WMA. So this is a golden crossover, the perfect golden crossover, which has happened on mid cap Nifty today. So if you guys are like in learning certain things and you are able to get to see those things happening live, so make use of them. Make use of them. That's what it is. But as of now, if you ask me, Shiva, like in what is the volume that needed to be tracked for midcap Nifty, Sensex, and other things, these are all too early. All these instruments have come in the last 6 months to 1 year. We don't have enough volume getting traded in the future side, and we needed to at least observe it for a year or two for us to know how the volumes are picking up on these indices. Otherwise, it's going to be tough to trade on these indices. Yes, there are gaps. Those gaps have got filled here. Can you see this? There was gap here, and that gap got filled. So on a 3 minute time frame, whenever you see a gap, it can get filled. And there is a bigger gap is also waiting here. Okay, let's see whether the market has the potential to go all the way up to 9050 either today or tomorrow to fill that gap, because this has been caused on a 3 minute time frame, right? And but only thing is, since it is not an exclusively traded instrument, don't think that all these gaps will get filled. If it would have been Nifty or Bank Nifty, I can easily say yes, these guys have the potential to fill it up. But if it is going to be like mid cap Nifty or Sensex, it is all way too early because it is not a traded instrument. Okay, so not many people are trading on the futures in mid-cap Nifty. So please be careful. Don't think that always it is going to be happening. Guys, the 3 minute gap has a bigger possibility than the daily gap. Daily gap, yes, it might get filled, but it needed more time, because if the trend is against you and if it is keep on moving it higher and higher, then it may not get you that. Okay. So, what is that which you are seeing now for you to take a trade? Do you see any kind of a trade apart from morning, whatever the direction which you wanted to take a trade? Do you see anything which you wanted to take a trade, especially in Nifty and the Bank Nifty? No, not yet. Because both Bank Nifty and Nifty is trading with very thin volumes. We don't see any 50K bar. And if you look at the both, these guys are just trading near to the VWAP territory and the super trend territory. And if you go and look at the data as well, this is the data. This is your Bank Nifty first. What is the OI difference? Though it is bearish, call side OI is higher, put side OI is lower, but we don't see a significant difference. Maybe 20, 30 lakhs, that's fine. But it is going to be tough for people to take a large positional trade using this data. Next, apart from this, what else we will see? We will also needed to go and look at the option chain page for the Bank Nifty. Here, what is that which we needed it? We needed to see the IV values. Today, the market is falling. As of now, it has fallen 125 points on the Bank Nifty. IV on the call side is somewhere around 15. IV on the put side is somewhere around 13. Okay, if the market is falling, we want the IV to be higher on the put side. Unfortunately, it is higher on the call side. It is indirectly saying to us, the market is falling, someone at the lower levels is buying, thinking that the market is going to be doing a recovery. As I told you, higher IV is double-edged sword. If it is moving in your favor, it can give you a reward. If it is against you, it can take bigger money or bigger premium away from you. So that is exactly been happening here. So you are seeing to almost you're losing 90 or 100 odd rupees at the money, but you're gaining only 10 or 15 rupees, which is clearly suggesting lower IV is not good for buyers if the trend is also with them. So we needed the trend and also higher IV here. Okay, unfortunately, it is not the case. So you might lose money. Okay, so if you look at if you go and look at the examples which we have also shown the PPT, you will see the second example there. So please ensure that unless and until there is a directional shift happening, don't try to go aggressive today. These are the days wherein you will see the sellers making money. Okay, sellers making money. I'll just show you the sellers how they make the money. This is your straddle chart of 44,500. Okay, I'll just go for that. Can you see? Combined premium of both call and the put of 44,500 was 565 in the morning, around 920 odd levels. Now it is trading at 500 odd levels, less than 500. So clearly you are able to see that on a day like this, the sellers will be able to thrive. And one more thing, what they are doing is, you can clearly look at it. They're using the 20 EMA as their stop loss and they are not letting it go above that level. Okay, so this is your VWAP, this is your 20 EMA. On the straddle zone, we use that to show you how they use it. So you can clearly see someone who's a straddle player who's selling it, he would be enjoying the premiums from 565 to 500 odd levels, and there is a gap. Imagine if you'd have sold both your call and the put, your average would be somewhere around 523 now, and these guys are literally making it. Clear? Now, so slowly but steadily, this guy is like moving it higher and higher. This is going to be interesting because the writers would have created a lot of position on the call side today. Let me just show you. We'll track this midcap Nifty because after a while I'm just looking at it. Let me also show you if there are any trading possibilities. 9050. Look at that. They have covered the positions here from 41 lakhs to 15. On the other hand, it has increased a massive one. Now, in case if these guys are going to be taking it higher and higher, this is not going to be a good news for the writers. Okay. So the writers are going to be saying the way these guys are taking it higher and higher, I don't know, like, and we might needed to lose our money on both the sides today. Okay. So that's exactly the game plan, which they don't want to say it. Will they be able to? Or is it going to be another move wherein you're going to be seeing a large play? Imagine, again, if there is a bounce, the prices from one already has gone to three. There is a possibility this can move higher and higher. So let me see for 9,000 from 7 to 20 already. This is getting big. Mhm. I'm going to be showing you the option chart as well. Currently, it is trading at 9011 and it has moved from almost 13 odd rupees to quickly to 82. And if you look at the 9,000, it went to a high of 75 lakhs and now it is trading at 57 lakhs. Okay, not bad, not bad. From 6 to 20 again. Guys, this is crazy volatility on the cards. So it is going to be like in a right, what to say, the nightmare for the writers. Okay, these kind of markets is what nightmare. Why? Option prices can move from 1 to 38, again come to 10, and again it has a potential to move towards 20 or 30 based on the market move. Okay, so we'll see how it goes, and then we will take a trading decision. And guys, like, and as I told you in the morning message, the biggest one which is going to be a problematic one is the India VIX. What has India VIX has done today? In the initial minutes, it spiked almost to 11.3. I thought, okay, today is the day the VIX is going to be spiking and it is going to be giving us an opportunity and so on. But followed by that, what these guys have done? Absolutely nothing. It started to falter, which is clearly suggesting that Wix, if it is not moving it higher, whatever the selling pressure which is coming in the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, it is not going to sustain for too long. So if you look at it, after the initial fall, whatever that has happened, these guys are just again heading towards the higher levels. And even if you look at the data, I was just looking at the EOD analyzer for you. Look at this. Can you see why? I was also thinking, right, why the VIX is not even shooting up? Why the VIX is not even shooting up? It's purely because of the long unwinding. Once you see only long unwinding is happening, that's a clear suggestion that the shorts are not coming sufficiently into the system. Today is the first day again. In the morning, they are showing you short buildup. By end of the day, if it is going to be both price and then the OI falling, then again it will be a long unwinding. That means the VIX is not going to shoot up. We needed the short buildup to be heavy for us to know that yes, there is plenty of shorts coming into the system and this market has a potential to fall further. What will happen one day long unwinding happening is in this scenario, after the weeks getting an exit, imagine there are plenty of longs who would have got into the market in the last 1 month or so. Only if the weeks are getting the opportunity to exit, again, these guys will buy it and then take this market higher and higher. That is the problem. So please be careful. We needed a strong confirmation both on intraday and also positional to know whether they are going to be taking it in a particular direction or not. Clear? That's very, very critical, guys. I'm showing you all the sites. The reason is you needed to know, look at every possible direction before you conclude whether the market is going to be giving you a reward or not. The IV will increase if the VIX is also increasing. If the VIX is not moving anywhere, you will see the IV is playing lower and lower because They know there is going to be a lower move in the indices, and I will not be able to command bigger premium. That's the reason the sellers may not be able to dominate in a low IV environment, because they will not be able to command a bigger premium. They will not be able to command a bigger premium. I think this options chart is going to be telling you the story now. So from 82, it has been non-stop rally towards 35 odd levels on 38, and now it is back again to 54, 55. Wow. Almost 40-50% move in the last two candles. And can you see what's happening here? The IVs went higher and then the IVs went lower. That means people who would have bought it, they are all booking their profits. And now again the IVs started to jump, which is a clear sign that the buyers are coming in somewhere around 35 to 40 odd levels. They feel that this is the level I wanted to buy it, and they are buying it. Yes, there are possibilities the VIX can also be controlled. Yes. Guys, I think in one of the sessions we had one large HNI player who was available, and in fact he proved us that, Shiva, now I will be able to show you how I manage the VIX also. In fact, like in the session we saw the VIX being erratic because of one particular trader. So it is all possible. Those who think this VIX cannot be manipulated, yes, everything in this market can be manipulated. Okay, great. Now with that, you guys tell me, how do you going to be analyzing the connecting dots based on what are the things which you have learned so far? This is your 16-minute. In the morning, the opening minutes, the market went higher, bullish. But after that, the market has been staying below the VWAP. So continuously, it means it is going to be bearish. Most importantly, Dow, in which was in green, or like, and then it went lower from level, and then now it is going higher and higher. But what is happening with the VIX? VIX, after the initial move, it has been climbing steadily on the upside, which is clearly suggesting that VIX is cooling off. That means it is bullish. The only thing which has been having a problem today is no volumes. Okay, so if you're looking at the Bank Nifty, we don't see much of volumes playing out either on 15 minutes, 3 minutes, or hourly. Same goes with the IVs as well. IV has also been almost more or less the same level, both on call and the put side. When you see the IV levels being more or less the same on both sides, it is going to be a neutral day. But the OI data as of now, it is suggesting to be bearish. The OA interpretation is also bearish. How do we know that the OA interpretation is bearish? If you go and look at the trending OA data, the data is clearly suggesting 125 to 82. That's the reason it is bearish. Next, whether the market is trading below the VWAP, we are looking at hourly. Okay, I'll just show you in hourly chart. Can you see this? It is trading below the VWAP. And most importantly, all your indicators are above. So on hourly, we are not using the PSR, right? So you can, even if you look at it, it'll all be above. So in this scenario, it's going to be tough for these guys to do it. We needed to clear these levels for it to get absolutely bullish. Okay, so this is how you needed to use your connecting dot setup. So connecting dot setup, you can look at hourly, you can look at 15 minutes. If you're a small, like in a short-term player who wanted to know in the last few minutes how I needed to take a trade and other things, you can use 3 minutes as well. So if you use the 3 minutes, this is your Bank Nifty chart, right? I'll show you. Can you see it? Continuously, it has been falling. In the last 1 minute or so, it is trying to be bullish, but still, the price is going higher, the OA interpretation is going higher, but still you don't see that it is clearing the VWAP and then taking it above. So in that scenario, every rise will get us an opportunity to get sold. That is how we will be using the connecting dots. Yes, whenever you get a dodgy candle or anything with a big volume and nothing, yes, naturally it will have an impact, but you needed to have a follow up as well. If you don't see a follow up on any of those candles, then it will be one of those candles. So how do you take a trade if it is going to be based on the connecting dots? We will look at all these parameters. Only when these parameters are getting fulfilled, what you will do? You will follow the chart and then take a trade. Imagine all your parameters are getting fulfilled. The market has fallen. Okay, you have missed the two candle theory. Then what you will do? You will wait for the resistance to be kicking in at WMA. You will wait for the resistance to kick in at super trend and then the VWAP. So I might take a small trade here, bigger trade here, much bigger trade here at the VWAP. So don't try to take aggressive trade at the WMA because this is your one of your weak indicators. Second strongest, strongest. Okay, so based on the strong category, if I'm deploying only 5% of my capital, 10 or 15% of my capital, 20% of my capital in the VWAP. Don't try to deploy large capital in a single trade itself. Always remember, if you have a large capital, don't try to deploy everything at one go. I know sometimes people tend to think that, Shiva, if I have a large capital, I tend to average my positions. How many of you have that habit of, if you have an entire capital, there are days wherein you average your entire capital? How many of you do that? Almost 80, 90%. So extremely bearish means the market on all parameters getting bearish on that particular candle. That's what it is, extremely bearish. Okay. So the simple way to avoid, even I had that habit. Okay. So when you asked me initially, like, and there are days, I don't know, I've shared the story in this session. I'll tell you one story wherein there was a day wherein that was also my biggest loss in a single day. What I did is, it was in 2014 or 15. On that particular day, I was very arrogant. When I say arrogant, those days I was playing only for the Nifty expiry, and it was a Nifty monthly expiry, I believe. And what we did is, initially I had around 10 or 15 lakhs for which I've taken the position in the morning, and the market was falling. Okay, I've taken a put trade, and then the prices were falling. And then I needed to go for a board meeting or something in between. Then I asked my assistant to take care of the positions and then keep me updated, because since I was in meeting, I was not able to follow up. I asked them to. Around 11:30, they said, like, and we are in a loss, and then the market is still like moving. I think it is in a call side actually. Yeah, call side. I believe I was buying it, and then the market was still moving lower and lower, and people are saying, "What should I do?" And I told them, like, and do we have funds? Yes, they said yes. Okay, add some more funds. Okay, on that losing position, rather I could have what I could have done. I know I'm going to be busy with the meeting the whole day, and I shouldn't be doing any aggressive trades. But my mind was saying, Shiva, I think the whole month the market has been continuously falling. There will be a possibility on expiry day the market tends to move higher, and you will be able to close it in a profit. But I never knew that I'm going to be feeding the sellers the whole day. Then again, we added some more position. Another 10 or 15 lakhs got added. Okay, so then I asked them to average. Something which we started buying it at around 200 odd levels. We started to average till by late afternoon till 30 or 40 rupees. Whole day, it was a trending day on the downside without even looking at the chart, without even looking at the data. My mind and heart says, like, Shiva, you just needed to average your position. Somewhere there will be a bounce from 40 to 100 odd rupees, like in gamma move, and then you will be able to exit your position. But that particular day, they didn't even come near to the super trend or anything. They non-stop were adding more and more positions, and then taking the market lower. And that particular day, and where is the level at which I squared off? Around 10 or something. Okay, so we lost the entire capital in that one particular day. It would have happened to many. It's not going to be like an as if this is going to be only Shiva's story. Okay, that is the same. How many of you can correlate your story also similar to that? Yes, you would all be. Why? Because we all would have had those days wherein we would have been having successful days. Several days we would be successful, and one particular day we will be literally fighting against the market. Those are the problems which I want you to avoid. How you can avoid? Rather than having entire capital in one account, Rather than having entire capital in one account, imagine if I have 10 lakhs. Keep 2 lakhs each in 5 different accounts or 4 different accounts with 2.5 lakhs. So that even in your worst day, you may not be able to lose beyond 2.5. At least you will be able to save something. The biggest problem is it took me several days. That particular day hit me hard. Okay, even today, if I'm able to remember that, the reason is that particular day hit me hard. And though I was earning well and other things, that would have not been in making a big impact on my overall position at that particular like an year. But that really dented my confidence a lot. Okay, one second. Okay, so that's the reason I keep insisting people don't try to keep all yours in one single basket. One more thing. Okay, so what was the biggest learning in that one? The biggest learning is never average your position, cut down your position if it is against your trend, and then most importantly, if you're not sure about the counter trend, then stay away. If you're sure, then go and take a position. Imagine even today. Okay, if the market is continuously falling, and if I'm trying to keep on buying a call expecting, no, the market has continuously fallen for 4, 5 days, we might see some kind of a recovery. Guys, always remember, you are uh, these guys, they make it into a trending day and trending months as well. When I say trending day and trending months, if this particular expiry, if they would have already decided that, like, and let's take it to the day's high, month's high, and then take it to the month's low. Both are possible. In September, where exactly the series started, just see this. This is your September series. This is your, okay. I think this is the area, right? Look at this. This is the area they started. That is somewhere around 19,300. Went all the way to 20,200. They started from 19,200 to 20,200, almost 1,000 point. From there, you are getting to see a fall, which is almost giving you everything back. Okay. And imagine if this particular level is getting broken in the next 2, 3 days. The expiry is happening on 28th. That is going to be the monthly expiry. We are going to be having the session on that day. So we will see whether there is going to be a similar kind of a move. The entire move can be negated. Or if there is going to be some kind of a support from this level and then going again to this level, that is also a possibility. That is also a possibility. We needed to see. Usually, the trend is if they are going on high, they try to close it at the day's high or the month's high. That's exactly the days it's going to be. Okay, we needed to see how they are going to be playing it. Guys, I believe the expiry is on 28th. We don't have any holiday on that day. We don't have an holiday. And one more thing. And one more thing, what we will do? Don't try to fight when you know that you're going to be busy in a meeting. That's another mistake we all tend to do. What is the biggest mistake? We know that we will be busy with some of the other meetings and other things. That particular day, your manager would have given you important task, but the market would be luring you, showing you all charts and patterns, saying exactly this market is going to give you a large reward. Don't miss it. Go and take a position. 2 lakhs. Morning around 10 o'clock, you would have taken a 2 lakh position. By 10:30, 11, you would have been seeing the 2 lakh position going to 2.5, 2.6, like in lakhs profit. Then what you will immediately think? Anyway, the day is going to be trending. Let me just complete all my work, make my manager happy, and then I'll go and check my position at around 2 or 2:33 and then close the position. You go do your work, manager is like and making you work hard and everything. You complete every task. Around 2:30, you come and see it. Your 2.6 lakh profit has turned into almost 1.9 lakh loss. The market has completely reversed in the second half and it has gone towards the day's high. You would be totally shattered. Why? You would have seen a 60,000 profit. From there, you are looking at a loss of 1.9. That is 90% of your capital is eroded. It has also happened to me. This I'm talking about way back in 2009 or 10. Okay. One particular day on Diwali day, sitting on a profit of on a capital of 2 lakhs. I had a profit of 1.9. That means 3.9. From there, I lost the entire money by end of the day. That is also has happened. That particular day, my wife was saying, Shiva, today is the Diwali. Because we had the Diwali in South in one day earlier, and North, they will be celebrating one day later. So what we will say, we'll my mind and heart says on that particular day, Shiva, you have made 1.9. Another 10,000, you can make 100% profit. You are still not happy with 1.9 what you made, and you wanted to round it off to 2 lakh. And in that process, you go and take a trade. First trade, if it is going against you, you lose 10, 20K. Then from 1.9, yes, that is my DLF trade, correct. So 1.9, and if it is going towards 1.7 and other things, yes, it's not about stop loss. I'll tell you, those days, even if you put a stop loss and everything, your stop loss will get hit. Again, you will enter. Why you will enter? You think that whatever the money which you earned, it is your capital now, and you don't want to lose it. From 1.9, again it came to 1.7 profit. You should have been happy and then go back. No, you think that somehow I needed to get it to that 1.9. Then that 1.7 goes to 1.5, 1, 80, 70, and then it goes to 0. Then you will think, somehow I'll recover this brokerage alone because anyway I have screwed up completely. Now let me at least get the brokerage. Because you would have by trading, over trading, you would have done close to 15, 20K charges alone. Then by taking the 15, 20K, you will start to lose your capital. By end of the day, everything is done. Then imagine how my Diwali would have been on that particular day. By 12 o'clock, I was sitting on a profit of 1.9. By 2:33, sitting on almost the entire capital gone. That is how trading will make you do it. That is how the trading will make you do it. Okay, these are initial phases. Okay, these are initial phases. That is the time wherein you will see all those things happening. And I'm telling you, the reason why I'm sharing all these experiences most importantly is you needed to improve your mindset to overcome. I'm telling you, 90% of them would have failed to improve their mindset from that. Okay? They would have just definitely lost all. Luckily for me, you can consider I'm a lucky guy or whatever it is. I would have got something wherein my other businesses and luckily I was getting paid well at that time and I didn't had any pressure to repay the loans and other things. So all these things have been helping me. But how many of them would be able to do that? Imagine if you lose money, then what is the next step? In every day, I at least get 5 messages. Out of that, 4 messages is I've taken some loans and then done that. Okay. So those who are wondering why there is a sudden volume which has been happening, this happens once in a while. But if you look at the candle with this kind of a volume, it should have pushed it above the VWAP and super trend, which didn't happen. Let's wait and watch. Let's wait and watch. What would normally happen is it would have been in a several hands, in getting in, getting out. It's only on Nifty, nothing happening on Bank Nifty. Looks like more like in a circular trading for me. Seven, call me tomorrow. Okay, so don't worry about anything. Call me tomorrow. Okay, sometimes all these candles, it will be very difficult to identify, to know why these things tend to happen, but that's the way it is. Okay, so to finish off the talk, before we go into today's strategies, whatever that we are going to be learning, that really these are the things when you learn so many things in trading, then you needed to develop your own strategy for you to come out of it. These are the things which made me to build my own strategies. What are that? The averages, losing the positions, and then and taking so much time. What I did is I started to formulate the rules. Okay, I started to formulate the rules. I'll tell you how I formulated the rules. This is what I want you to do it. averaging positions, what I did. To counter this, I said to myself, Shiva, if you're keep on having the capital, you're going to be keep averaging it. Rather, keep 4 or 5 accounts and then split the money. So, even when your monkey mind says to average, you will not lose beyond 20% in a single day. Okay? This is one learning. Next. What is the next thing which I did is how to get out of this habit of making money and then giving it back to the market. Because morning, I would be sitting on a big profit. Usually it happens. Guys, it's not only with me. It all will be with you. Many of you, if you go and look at it, by 11:30, you will be sitting with like in a 5% profit or 10% profit or 2% profit, whatever it is. By afternoon 2:33, you would have not only given up the profit, you would be sitting on a loss. This really forced me to take a second decision. What is that? Decide your profit and loss before even you enter. So in the morning itself, I'll say myself, Shiva, today whatever happens, you're either going to be booking 5,000 rupee profit or 5,000 rupee loss. This later translated into 1% rule. What is the 1% rule? So based on my capital, whatever that I have, if I'm able to achieve 1%, and if I'm not able to, if I'm losing 1%, that should be done for the day. Imagine if I have 1 CR capital, my loss should not exceed combined of all accounts 1 lakh. The same goes with profit as well. So this is the major thing which has transformed. And then combining with this, how I was able to do this, many people ask me, right, Shiva, how do you able to build that mindset? What I did is a simple strategy in terms of the stop loss. I used the previous day profit as a stop loss. Imagine if I'm taking a trade today. This is my opening trade. So how much is the money which we made on the Friday? You guys are looking at it, right? Just look at one account and then you tell me how much is the money which we made on that particular account on that particular. Around 36 to 40K. You don't look at the other accounts. I'm just telling you this account where I traded live in front of you. Around 30 to 40K. Now, when I'm going to be getting into this trade in the morning, if I know that is my previous day profit and I'm just trying to risk that profit in the morning trade. If I'm taking a trade, I'm taking like around 1,000 quantities. And then on those 1,000 quantities, I'm saying, Shiva, the maximum you can lose is around 30K because that is a profit which you gained on Friday. Then immediately you're not putting a pressure on your capital, you're only putting a pressure on your profits. You would be able to trade with a free mind. Now, once I make profit, what I do? Protect previous day profit. Then use intraday profit as your stop loss for your next trades. So what is happening here? You see a big psychological shift happening in your mind. What is your mind will say? Shiva, you are any time you're not playing with your capital, you're only playing with your profits. Then now, if I'm taking a trade here, imagine I'm taking a trade in the next index, whatever the index options or index call or whatever put or whatever that I'm taking. Now, let me just show you. If I'm taking this trade, do you think I'll be stressed? I know already I have 9,000 rupees. This I am willing to take a risk, and anything which is coming in green, that is going to be an extra profit for me. Now, if I'm closing this position with 100 rupees or 200 rupees, okay, now I think it closed or okay, it got closed 137. Now we lost around 137. Do you think this is going to be putting a pressure on my? This is going to be putting a pressure on myself? Do you see the mindset change which is going to be happening in you? Is it closed or no? Okay. This close? Refresh the data. Yes, it got closed. This is the mindset change which I'm talking about. When you know that the previous day profit is first there for you to protect your morning trade, then your morning profit is there for you to protect your next trade. Automatically, psychologically, you will be in a much stronger position compared to where you were. Why 90% of the time we lose? We lose because we don't want to lose our capital. We don't want to lose our capital. And it cannot happen. If you're thinking to protect your capital always, it cannot happen. That's the reason I'm asking you again and again and again, work on your mindset more than anything. Okay? Working on our mindset is going to be more important than anything. Are you able to see a difference in the way I changed my approach? The reason why I'm sharing this is you will also start to do that. You will also start to do that. Yes, you guys would have heard the stories in the past as well, but I want you to keep looking at it again and again. Guys, it took me some time. It took me some time to form these rules and then I can follow it with discipline. But I'm telling you, why you guys are all losing it in the market? Why are we losing it in the market, including me earlier? Why are we losing it in the market? How many of you believe in this? Markets make you do in an habitual way. What is that? It's nothing but market tends to make you follow a pattern and then it keeps on saying, it's like we get up in the morning, go into the bathroom, go into the restroom, take the brush, put the toothpaste on, brush it, wash our face, come out, take some coffee, drink it, get the newspaper, read it, watch the TV for some time, then get into the markets. It's a routine. It's a routine. Every day you are getting to do that. Every day you are getting to do that. So automatically the market will the it is the same thing which you will also be doing in the market. Market tells you, I know you guys are like and so used to this. I know you guys are so used to this. On one fine day, it is going to slightly change the pattern. Okay? It is going to change the pattern. On that particular day, once the pattern is getting changed, you are not able to adapt it. What is that? Every day the market goes to the support territory, you buy it, and then the market moves higher, you are able to make the profit. Imagine this is your chart. Market goes here, takes the resistance, you sell it. You already sold it. Again, you are waiting for this, selling it, you made money. Every day it goes here, selling it, you made money. Every day. 10 days it does that. 11th day, what is done? It goes here, breaks it, and then it keeps on moving it higher. It keeps on moving it higher. That particular day, you are clueless, and that is the day wherein you will lose your entire capital. It's not every day you make 2,000 rupee, 3,000 rupee profit. This particular day, instead of booking your loss somewhere around here, you start to hold your position, average it up to here, and then you close your position somewhere around here, wherein you lose your entire capital. Am I right? With that mindset and change, we will now move on to the next segment. We will take a small break and then we will go there. So how to identify the reversal and everything, we will be looking at it now. So clear your mind. Psychology is the area wherein I'm just going to be focusing more and more, because with all the things which is happening in the world at this current juncture with the options world, you guys needed to improve your psychology, and that is something which will take time. I'm not going to be denying that, but you have to get there, and we will get there. Okay, we will get there. So we'll be back at 11:50. Be back.